What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian and welcome to Reboot Productions. You guys, we got some interesting things to talk about. Now, we all know that Disney's streaming service is going to be headed our way towards the end of the year. And like many fans, I'm very excited for this streaming service. I like Netflix and all, but sometimes their content isn't the greatest other than the original Netflix stuff that they have on there. I actually just recently canceled my Netflix subscription because I was just bored of it. I was like, I've seen all the shows already. I just finished, Black Summer I watched earlier this year. Stranger Things Season 3 I watched. I was like, when it's time for these shows to come back, that's when I'll re-up and subscribe again. But with the whole Disney streaming service, it's going to be huge because Disney and Marvel are taking all of their stuff off Netflix's platform and starting their own streaming service as cheap as $7.99 a month. That is very, very cheap. That's cheaper than Netflix right now. And they just announced today, Bob Iger announcing that they're going to be doing a bundle of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. Ad supported for $12.99 a month starting in November 12th. That is insane. Some people pay $13.99 a month just for Netflix. But with this bundle streaming service, you'll have Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. That is one hell of a deal if you ask me, which I will be getting. I cannot wait for that subscription to drop because I feel like that's just a complete steal. Disney is a multi-billion-dollar company. That's why they're not having these skyrocketed subscriptions for like $18.99 a month or like even $14.99 a month. They just don't need that amount because they already know that Disney has a loyal fan base and they're going to get to it no matter what. But Bob Iger did come out today and talk about a couple of things that they're going to be rebooting and reimagining. And on that list, there's four things that he talked about, which was Home Alone, A Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cheaper by the Dozen, and A Night at the Museum. Now, the one film I particularly was like, what? Why would you touch that? Is Home Alone. I am a huge Home Alone fan when it comes to Christmas movies. Like, these two movies right here are just golden for Christmas movies. And of course, you have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, A Christmas Story, A Jingle All the Way. Great Christmas movies. Just don't touch Home Alone. Like, Home Alone is such an iconic Christmas movie. I don't see why they would even want to try to do a reimagining or a reboot of that franchise. Hence, they've tried it before. Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4. It's just complete failure after Macaulay Culkin left that series. It's just a complete failure. Like, I get what you're doing. I do. But there are other great Christmas stories out there that you can adapt that haven't been adapted yet. Don't try to reimagine something from my childhood, something from many other childhoods, people out there who love this franchise, especially the first two movies. Those are just Christmas movies that are so iconic, so memorable. Like, I grew up with that movie. I quote that movie all of December. Like, come on now. You're what the French call les incompetents. Like, you just don't touch this movie. Like, I think it's just a terrible idea. I think it's a bad idea, and I think Bob Iger should really reconsider trying to make a reboot or a reimagine of Home Alone. Because it's not going to grab the audience like the original did. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Even Macaulay Culkin will tell you that shit. Joe Pesci, like, it's just not. It's not going to capture that Christmas essence. It won't do it. John Hughes' film, I mean, it's not going to happen. And I feel like it's going to fail drastically. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only fan out there who feels this kind of way, right? I mean, you just don't touch certain movies. That's like them trying to remake The Godfather. That's like them trying to remake, Goodfellas. Like, things of that nature, films that are so iconic, films that are a period piece that they're going to try to remake. It's just not a good idea. You just don't do that. You don't. Like, don't touch my Home Alone. Don't. Like, I'm so curious to hear more information about it. And I'm so curious to hear what Macaulay Culkin has to, his thoughts about it as well. I'm pretty sure he's like, Jesus Christ, really? You're really going to try to remake this? Like, you just don't do things like that. There's certain films you don't touch. Period pieces. You let them stay. Like, Home Alone is on repeat 24/7 through the month of, like, mid through like November all the way all to the end of December, and other iconic Christmas movies. Hence, like that's one thing I always wanted to talk about. Is there are certain kind of films that you don't get anymore. You don't get good Christmas movies anymore. You don't. You don't get good sports movies anymore because they're just a different time in cinema. You know what I mean? I feel like we're away from that kind of. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna happen anymore. And the fact that they want to do a reimagining of it, I feel like it's just a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea, and those films mean so much to my childhood. Those films mean so much to many other people's childhood, and I feel like they should go in a different direction. Even Cheaper by the Dozen. Steve Martin, like I grew up watching those. I really enjoyed them. Like, there's no need to try to reboot them. Like, don't. Like, they're still good movies. Like, why would you need to try to reboot that? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe if they try to reboot it, have Robert Downey Jr. as the dad. Who knows? Who knows at this point, you guys? You know what I mean? But I'm just curious. I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are on this whole reimagining of these certain films, most especially Home Alone. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think it's a good idea, or do you think it's a terrible idea, like myself? And are you guys going to be getting that Disney Plus streaming service bundle that sounds so good? Post your comments down below, you guys, and thank you for taking time out of your day to watch the Zero Productions. Peace.